A couple working for a bank races to find clients who have withdrawn illegally from a malfunctioned ATM machine. The winner keeps their job, the loser resigns. This is the review for the Thai movie, ATM. The first couple scenes of the movie shows to us that the setting is in a bank and the story focuses on its employees. The conflict of the movie starts when two of their employees are discovered having an affair. After this discovery, our two main characters, Suwa and Jib, are actually rattled. They are actually dating each other, so the no office romance policy comes to them as a shock. Our two main characters actually want to keep their jobs and keep the romance alive. In another part of the city, there's an ATM that malfunctioned. What happened is it gives out double the amount, the savings for each account. When more and more people find out about this, a riot happens and everyone's at the ATM trying to get more money out of it. When Jib gets wind of the error, their boss pressures her to find out the list of clients who have withdrawn too much money from their account. Now this is supposed to be a comedy, but throughout the scenes, I wasn't really laughing. I wasn't really having fun, or I wasn't really getting the jokes. I'm not sure why or how that is. It's just I'm not getting it. There are scenes like the head snaps, the bowing, the head gestures that I don't get. Like, it doesn't translate with me. The subtitles don't show what the meaning of the jokes are. It's kind of hard to translate. Even their gestures, their acting, it doesn't resonate with me, or I don't have the proper references to actually get the joke. While I do understand the storylines, I'm not laughing and I'm not enjoying myself, which I feel like is kind of wrong. I feel like I'm wasting my time trying to understand these things and I don't get them. There is only one scene that I found funny throughout the movie, which is the scene where Suwa buys something from a kid in a store. The funny part isn't our main character, Suwa, but the kid. He executes the line perfectly, and I understand the references that he gives out. So I do get the joke, and I ended up laughing about that. But for the rest of the scenes that supposedly be funny and campy, I don't get it. I get that this Thai movie is built around campiness and parodies and references. I actually wanted to laugh, but I don't get it. I am a fan of campiness, especially Asian comedy, where campiness is just really the main plot, the main theme of the movie. I was trying my best to understand how the jokes are, how the body gestures are, how the facial reactions are, but I just couldn't get it. There was also a scene at the start of the movie where we see one guy withdraw cash. I immediately thought that this guy was just an extra. He was basically letting us know that the ATM has gone wrong. Later on, there's a scene that opens up with two lovebirds that is not our main character. I was confused at that point because I did not see this couple early on. There wasn't a presentation about them. There wasn't an opening scene where I could get to know them or who they are. It just feels like I was thrust into that scene with no history, no explanation, and I'm supposed to like root for them. I don't get that part. Then throughout the movie, I discover that guy who I thought was an extra withdrawing money from the ATM was actually a secondary character, or at least an almost main character, who is also part of that second couple. The presentation of these characters and the executions of the following scene made me feel like these characters were nothing but extras, so I was not invested. Throughout the movie, I saw more of them and I just felt like Bleh. I'm not giving a rating for this movie because after an hour, I dropped it. I know that this movie was made for Thai audiences. Granted, I'm not Thai and I don't speak the language and I don't know much about the culture. I still wanted to enjoy though. I still wanted to laugh. I still wanted to get the jokes, but I didn't get it. It has more to do with cultural references than plain jokes that are more global. Even with the subtitles included, there was still a gap for me in understanding what the subtext really is. Also, I am not too fond with the acting of Sua and Jib. I'm supposed to laugh with them or laugh at them, but there was no laugh coming from me. It was empty. Even when they were having issues, they weren't really funny. I don't get it. The only saving grace that I found throughout the movie was the single mother running the laundry shop. Her acting was actually convincing, and I find that her situation, the way she executed her lines, she was actually funny, and I wanted to get to know more of her. Then it hit me. Who's a more suitable main character for this movie? The couple who fights a lot, who is actually having a bet who gets to resign in the company, or the woman who is a single mother trying to make ends meet and discovers a lot of money in her own bank account. I believe the best comedies are rooted from the most hurtful events in our lives as humans. Those events that feel like they're breaking our soul, and yet we get to laugh about them. We find the silliness and the comedic pleasure of all of the hurt that's happening. That's the best comedy, I feel like, is. There is also a scene where Jib corners the single mother into coughing up the cash that she withdrew from the bank. Now, this scene solidified my resolve that I would really want a movie from the single mother. Because who would you go with? The bank collector or the single mother trying to make her ends meet? People would actually watch an underdog rather than a bank collector who's going like, where's my cash? Where's my cash? If you are not Thai, don't speak the language or understand the culture, my recommendation is to skip this movie. There are other Thai movies and other Asian drama and films that are way better. If you know the mother, the actor, and she has films and dramas where she is the lead, please let me know in the comments down below. If you found this review helpful and enjoyable, do give me a like. If you want to see more Asian drama reviews on TV series and film, do subscribe. That's it.